friends, welcome to today's video. I am currently at home sick. I'm starting 2025 with a bang, as you can tell, but this is also my very first, my first break for what feels like months. So I thought I might as well take this opportunity to come in here and record my 2025 journal setup. I have my journals right here. Please don't mind my voice or my janky nails. I probably would have to pause the video every few minutes to have some coughing fits, but I'm definitely not contagious through the screen. So let's start. So these here are my current setup for 2025. I would say it's very minimalist compared to my other years, but it's also very, I would say, experimental compared to the last few years. I kind of have my routine already when it comes to journaling, and I already knew sort of what I liked, but I did some experiments last 2024. I started using Hobonichi, and I also used paper blanks, like a paper page paper blank. Let me grab that. Where is that? There. I also use this. As you can see, I wasn't very good at it, but I also tried the paper page from Hobonichi, like the A6 one. I believe it's this one right here. No, not that one. And also struggled a bit with the paper page format. I have a lot of empty pages, as you can see. But I knew that I fell in love with a Hobonichi paper and wanted to use it for 2025. Let's put that back. So it kind of opened doors for me in terms of other journals to use for 2025. So let's actually start with the weeks, which is what I'm most excited about. I already started using the weeks because it started in November. I got the Purple Night, I think it's what it's called, by Kusano Masamune. I really like this cover, and I have to say that the reason why I got the weeks is really just because I really like the cover. I wasn't sure how I was gonna like doing a weekly planner, because that's something that I've previously done with a traveler's notebook, but I gotta say, so far I'm really enjoying it. I've already done a few pages. Started on November 25th. And I went on a trip on December 25th, so I haven't fully finished this one yet, but I intend to, and I'm really loving the format. But I gotta say that the rumors are true. The new Hobonichi paper is not as good compared to the previous year's Tomoe River paper that they have. But I intend to still kind of enjoy the journal despite the paper not being as good as the older ones. One of the reasons why I bought a Hobonichi is because I really wanted to use my fountain pens for all of my journals, so it kind of sucks, but at the same time, it's alright. It's not the end of the world. What do I have here? I have their ruler, the Hobonichi ruler. I have a blotting paper because I generally use fountain pens, and I have the pencil board that came with the weeks. I probably will get a page keeper, which is a Hobonichi accessory that I actually quite like. But yeah, that's the weeks. Let's put that back in there. I don't exclusively use the same fountain pen per planner, but I like the way they look together. It's quite cute. Then I have Midori A6, just a regular grid notebook that I started in 2024 and didn't finish, so I plan to still use this one just for like general memory keeping. I really like the cover. I really like the stickers that I put in it. Most of them are like Midori stickers. And then I have two A5s. This is my first time using an A5 planner or journal. I've always thought of the A6 as kind of like the perfect size because it's not too overwhelming. But sometimes I have ephemera that are too big that won't fit the A6. So I started using this A5 Midori planner last year for my restaurant eat outs journal. Does that make sense? So yeah, so this one I started I think in August of 2024, but I still have kind of a lot of pages to go through, so I'm keeping it in 2025 and maybe even the year after. I haven't decorated the front cover yet. I don't know why it's not focusing. I haven't decorated the front cover yet. I plan to, I just haven't had the time or the stickers that I want to put in there on there. So yeah, this is, like I mentioned, a restaurant journal, so really just a way for me to kind of write about the places that we eat at. I put the receipt in there. I draw some of the foods that we eat or we ate. I always like putting the receipts in there. I know that eventually it's just going to be like a white paper. Let me know in the comments below if you have like any solutions for keeping your receipts clear. But I really enjoy this A5 size, especially when it comes to like more of like a junk journaling style journaling, wherein I have like a lot of other ephemeras that go in there. So yeah, there's this one. I also have a clear folder. This is a traveler's clear folder that I keep in here because sometimes I don't get to journal right away, but I like having a place to put all the receipts for restaurant eat outs that I still need to journal eventually. So, and finally I have my A5 Midori journal. I mentioned earlier I really wanted to start using Hobonichi, but I heard a lot of things about the paper for Hobonichi, and I wasn't sure I wanted to pay for a Hobonichi notebook that doesn't work really well with my fountain pens. My husband Kevin ended up getting a cousin, and I tried my fountain pens on the cousin paper and it wasn't really working very well. So I thought I think I would wait. I'm gonna wait until they fix the issue before I start using Hobonichi. However, I couldn't resist this cover. I just had to get it. And I knew that I also wanted to start journaling on an A5 size. One of the things that didn't work for me for 2024 was the day per page from Hobonichi, the original size, the A6, and I was told by a lot of people to start using the day free, and the day free basically is just the 12 months. In the first few pages you get the 12 months, and then all throughout the rest of the pages are just grid paper, which works out for me because I like grid, as you can tell, is how I like my pages over dotted or lined. However, like I said, I didn't want to get the day free from Hobonichi, and my next best option was to get the Midori monthly block and memo. I think that's what it's called, monthly block and memo. So it's the same format. It has the months in the first few pages, and then just grid at the end. I really thought about it long and hard because I wanted more pages for my journal, for my memory keeping, but I thought my next best option is to just get an extra Midori A5 in grid if these pages are not enough. Also because I still have this notebook that I'm planning to fill up, I don't necessarily have to go straight to using these ones. However, for ephemera that are too big for my A6, this is what I plan to use. That's why I have some of my cards here that was given to me for Christmas, some letters that won't fit in my A6 that I'm planning to put on this one. So yeah, I really like the setup of the Midori, and I already know that my fountain pens work really well with Midori, not as well as with the old Hobonichi paper, but what can you do? So yeah, very straightforward. Those are the planners that I will be using for 2025. I still will be using some of my traveler's notebooks, but not for planning or not for like general journaling. I'm still using the passport size for carrying around with me when I'm traveling. Like very recently I used this for my New York journal. It's really just a quick place for me to jot down thoughts and like journaling ideas or whatever happened throughout my journal, but it's just easier to bring with me, this passport size. And then the regular size I'm still planning to use for my travel journals, like my actual travel journals. Currently it has my sticker release paper notebook, refill insert, whatever it's called. And I have a paper folder and the current journal, the current travel journal that I'm working on. This one has been on this this one has been on this traveler's notebook for like months. This was I believe this travel journal, it was back in September or October, and I just haven't had the time really to start doing it, just to finish it. But so yeah, this is what I intend for my regular size traveler's notebook, to really just hold my actual travel journals. So it's not going to be for daily use, and this one for carrying around with me when I'm actually traveling. It's just a lot easier, like having a clear folder in there as well for receipts and little ephemera as I'm like out and about. It's just easier to bring. So there you go. I know it seems like a lot, but it's definitely not as much as what I usually have. But these two here, the traveler's notebooks, are what I'll be using for my actual travel journals. And then these ones are more for memory keeping and planning, like the A6 Midori, Weeks from Hobonichi, A5 Midori Grid. I think it's Grid. Oh, dotted. And my monthly block and memo from Midori as well. Thanks for watching.